Hi, I'm Lady D Denise Gomez, and I have exciting interview segments and features inside the zone. For recording artists, you can sing? Well, Inside the Zone, second Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. is for you. Writers, share your story, no man, in From the Author Zone on third Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Mail Zone has unbelievably juicy stories of love, heartbreak, and triumph. 7 p.m. has never been this good. On Mondays, it's news, talk, engaging features at 7 in the Monday Drive. And Center Stage has everyone talking on Thursdays. Be a part of the show. Email me inside the zone nyc at gmail.com or call me 914-304-2592. Good news. Saturday morning runnings are come back this coming Saturday, September 16 at 10 a.m. on Inside the Zone with Lady D on the YouTube channel. Oh no, missy, it'll go good.
Let me hurry up and lipstick up because Saturday morning runnings coming back. You ready for me? We are ready for you. Saturday morning runnings coming back.
Hi there, welcome back to Saturday morning runnings. You did miss me? We did miss you too, you know. Anyway, the summer over, back to business. Come join me and make me talk.
Yes, it's the return of Saturday morning runnings. Welcome back, ladies and plenty men. Yes, we are here to share. We took a little bit of holiday. We took a little bit of break. Eat some extra mango for this summer. But now we're back to share. We hope that you care. So come listen, come join in the fun. We love you all.
Well, we're back. Ha! Lorks, I tell you, it's been a great summer run for all of us. We've been so busy and all of that, and still they were seeing us on Saturday mornings. Isn't that amazing?
I know. Technology. Thank you, Lord.
I tell you, they were seeing us, and we were having a wonderful vacation. What is that now?
Vacation for some.
Well, vacation for some. Well, on record, it was vacation, but because some of us are so involved,
I know, right?
We weren't able to make use of it. But nevertheless, it's for a worthy cause and a good reason. So welcome everyone to Saturday morning runnings today. We're back live and it is a pleasure being back here. Ladies, I want to do because we didn't see each other except for one person that I saw.
Listen, and I saw y'all.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm jealous.
That was the idea.
Hush, man, hush. Hush.
You know, if I was there, I would be there.
Of course.
Exactly.
That was
something I would have missed
idea.
because I was involved, from the beginning with that endeavor. So I was so happy to see you two there.
Yes.
Lovely.
So Sharon's and I were at the Shamoya Mackenzie
Yes.
annual fundraiser last evening. Her mother, Nadine Mackenzie, chose to do that based on under the circumstances because her daughter had died tragically back in 2016. and it is growing. It is
Yes.
growing, and people are very supportive of her. Her daughter was a budding basketball star,
Yes.
and you know, it
I
was
can
a
I can just imagine how far she would have been today. You know,
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Because she
She
how
would have
far she
would
been
would have
20
made
years.
it. The
She would have
20.
been 20 years old.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
in that
Yeah.
arena, I can just imagine how far she was very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'd
But
like
her memory is being kept alive.
of
Oh
course.
So
yes,
that's good. That's good. Kudos to Nadine. Really, she's working very hard and
yeah,
thankful for the
and
community of support that she has.
Mm-hmm.
yes, and still
Mm-hmm.
trying to
Hmm.
cope, with the loss of her only
Yeah.
child. I can
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
imagine what she goes through at times. Sometimes I look at her posts on Facebook or social media, and I can just feel her pain because I,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
know how much she meant to her.
Yes. But
Hmm.
in all of it, the Lord has been strengthening her. And for
Yes.
that, we are grateful. So we just wanted to share that bit of information. Once again, good morning to everyone. Saturday morning runnings. We there.
We're
This,
there.
I tell you. So everybody back to school.
Yes. Finally, everybody gone.
Everybody got.
Yeah, because some schools started earlier than others, but
That's true.
now
And
everybody is firmly in place. So
Yeah,
yes.
here in
them
Florida,
Yes.
Eliana went back to school from August 14. So
right.
There you
she was back
go.
in pretty early. Shantae went in, I think, the following week or two or so
Mm-hmm.
after that.
Yes.
So
Hmm.
everybody
Because
is back.
we realize that some schools they go on holidays earlier, so naturally
Yeah,
they would go back earlier. But
right.
here I am, my classroom, busy and thing going on here. I just took a moment to just say, hey, I have to do what I have to do as principal. They can't bother me, but
Excuse me.
You're your
Principal.
own boss.
I am I'm my own
Principal
boss.
Gomez, come in.
Yes,
Pick up on the
indeed.
book and run.
Aye, what can I say? So, welcome everyone. So updates. Max, you all right? You've been very busy. We know.
I noticed.
Unmute, Max. Max, unmute.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, I got you. Sorry about that, ladies. I was
Mm-hmm.
saying that it's one of my best summer that I've experienced since I've moved to Georgia. My summer
Oh
Oh,
was
wow.
very busy, very successful, very
sure,
fulfilling, and
sure.
I just had fun. It was just good. I had quite a few performances, which were good.
Oh yeah.
People loved me, and I got booking. I got booking from one performance to the other, and they all
Nice.
like what I
Very
did.
good.
So when you enjoy what you do, it's a blessing.
Yes. So your gifts are making room for you.
Yes,
Awesome.
me
Yes.
just came on
So,
the cold weather come on, right now it's 75
man,
degrees is the
it
high
What
here
just
school are
today.
you talking about?
what? Hey,
75?
75 of summer. Come on.
No,
man,
but
guess
you
what?
know what come after 75? I mean, not talking
Yes,
about counting up, I'm talking about counting down.
yes.
We're
Because
starting this morning at 60 degrees here already.
yeah, because we're
Okay.
now
We
at
started at
64.
65. We're
Oh, you're
65, but we're
going up.
going up to 75. We're going up to 75 will
Okay.
be the high.
So that's right. Because right now we are at 64 now, but we're going up to a
Okay.
high of
Let me
74.
see what we started at
We
at
have to put
home.
a piece of boat in this here now.
Let me see. We started at 82. I think we're
What?
now like at 87 or
No, wait.
so.
Okay.
Yes.
So you'll be in the 90s.
Oh, look, can't keep it.
You'll be in the 90s, Jack.
Give me a little chill. I'll be quite fine with a little chill.
It's funny,
Yeah.
Shirley. I like the chill. I don't
Me
mind the
too.
chill at all.
I
Because
like a little chill.
yes, I
But,
didn't
but,
mind
but
living
you
in New
know what
York.
but what I have noticed is that some people can't wait for the big chill because them already pull out them knee boots and everything and wearing it.
Yes.
They
Not
can't wait
me.
for the big chill.
Yes,
And them go
yes.
like to them
We
not
don't
like
want
it.
no big
But
chill.
when you see the boots come out, you must love it.
Yeah,
Boots come out early, you must love it.
very, very
I
early.
actually don't mind it. I don't mind the chill because where I'm from in Free Hill, St. Anne, it's chilly. Of course, it's not as cold as living in New York. But I grew up in that chill. We will wake up in the mornings and you need a sweater or even one of those light spring jackets or so on. And we'd walk to school in the cold Drew water and the fog. So, that's just telling you something about where. That's why I adjusted so well to the weather in New York. It didn't bother me at all.
Right, which we can come back to because, of course, many people who were raised in rural parishes across Jamaica and in other Caribbean countries and countries across the world would have experienced a similar situation, right? Having to get up early, those who had no electricity, stuff like that.
I feel like the battle lamp and them thing there,
right?
Tell me about it. Sound like another show.
Yes. But just to update our audience, welcome this morning. Of course, it's back to school stories, book bag versus the Dunce bag, right here on Saturday morning running. So
really fill me in on that.
Okay, no problem. We'll do that. But let's hop on over, as always, to greet our guests who are coming in. And ladies, I hope you had remembered to log on to your thingy and share so that your audience can come in. So we want to say hi to Tamika Gordon. She is out of Jamaica, and I had met her under, a very unfortunate circumstance, but we have remained in touch. So Tamika, is so nice to see you. Drea is here. Drea, we don't do dates like that, She have 16th of September. We don't do that. So for a moment I said 16. Yes, but I know
it's 16 though.
Well, yes, but we write it the other way around.
Yeah.
September 16th. So good morning, Drea. Also, good morning to Chris Wilby of Caribbean Vibes Radio. My good friend, Chris. Morning, Chris. How you do? Yes, young ladies. In fact, we are young ladies. So good morning. Hello. Oh my gosh, Tony, you are here. I had the most delightful conversation with Tony.
Which Tony?
On Monday, Tony Sinclair.
Oh, okay. I wasn't able to listen. I was at school.
Tony is into wines.
Oh, so am I.
And no, I have as a business. So
I worked for a wine business for 5-6 years.
Thank you for reminding me. So
Tony,
it was an awesome conversation. Tony,
I need to go back and listen.
Remind us, just type in the chat, remind us of the name. It is the Wine Hills. It slipped me now, but Tony, you can post it there. But yes, it was a good conversation. And I was also thinking that we could have her on one Saturday morning to talk about, wine and how we drink and the taste and stuff like that. So it's good. So nice to have you. Yes. Okay. All right. So Max will be returning to the program in a minute, but we'd like to welcome everyone this morning to the show. As always, we aim to be relevant and nostalgic at the same time. Welcome back, Max.
Thank you.
Yes. So we aim to touch on a little bit of everything. We're hoping that we will have educator online. She had the wine room of Forest Hills.
The wine room, yeah.
The wine, you can look it up, the wine room of Forest Hills. So very nice. So let's start talking. Many of us as children, we know about the rigors of back to school. Our parents or family, getting us ready to go back to school, the usual book bag school washout, because they think after you eat up all kinds of something, you need to be cleansed. You need a cleansing, right? So we weren't using the term cleansing at the time. It was washout.
Washout.
And no cleansing wasn't going on anywhere.
No, sir.
And we know that, a lot of us didn't like that. We hated the taste, but they always say the things that
Yes.
are really good for you
Good
and
for
you
you.
don't really like.
No.
So there
Yes,
was
that's true.
the measure herb, Indian root pill,
And the
Senna,
scotty
Pill, yes.
mulch.
Pod,
And the
Senna-
Senna pod.
Brooklocks,
The Senna.
Brooklocks,
The scotty emulsion.
Scotty
Right?
Motion, yes.
Scotty emulsion. Give it,
Yes.
Lord have mercy. No
And
stop.
it's my my
And
granny would boil sorrow with Simbi contract and the
ooh,
Us? They went who?
What?
Simi
Mom?
contract, yes. Simi
semi
contract is a
contract.
bush.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh.
What is that?
It,
Smell
yeah,
horrible,
man.
taste horrible.
Yeah. Everything
All
come
right.
out well green.
Yes.
Yeah, green,
Oh, you
man.
know what's up.
That one, me don't know that one. Them actually girl have to give me some more updates.
Yes, I know it.
You can buy it,
You know
yeah.
it. I'm
I can ask
grateful.
mom.
You can buy it. I think they even have the tea bags.
Oh.
Really?
You be, yeah?
Mm.
They have the tea bags. I don't know how potent they are, but I have seen the tea bags.
Okay.
We
Okay.
drink enough as a
Semi-contract.
picking. We don't want no more.
Let me
You
get
need
my,
a
I
re-up,
wanna,
Max. You need a re-up.
I'm just gonna step
The
aside
taste
for a
in
little
the
bit.
remote.
Lordy. So we remember the washout. Having to go into your town square or your major town for the shopping. So there's the school shoes and a lot
Yes.
of times. And so we're just making a timely transition into, topics and so on. But a lot of times we would see a shoes we really like. And when we fit the shoes, we know that with toes no stretch out. And they must say,
Yes.
the shoes, all right. Yes, mama. Yes, auntie. And we know
Yes.
it's not going to work. But red eye, we just love the shoes. We want
The
the
shoes.
shoes. So, you know how much evidence of ill-fitting
Tight
shoes,
shoes.
tight shoes. Me didn't get too tight because of corn. So there's that,
Yes.
right? So you go out
Yeah.
and your toe them look so in nice shoes because
Yes.
it can't stretch
And
out.
another reason for that too, if you guys can recall, another reason for that too is back then, when in my time, they didn't take us to fit shoes when they were buying shoes. They put your foot on a piece of cardboard,
Yes,
they dry
and
it
cut
out,
it.
your foot dry it out, cut it out, and take the piece of cardboard to the store. And then they would put it at the bottom of the shoes and say, "Oh yes, this fit is the right size." And lo and
Yeah.
behold, when that shoes come in and it doesn't fit so well, but they're not taking it back because they're not take more bus fare to go take the shoes back to the store.
There
So
you
you
go.
better make it fit.
And the flip
Yes.
side of that too, sometimes they bought it like a size bigger.
Yes, so you
Bigger,
can
yeah.
grow
And
into
then,
it.
so when that happen now, sometimes your heel back rub off because the
Yeah.
shoe's
Yes.
too deep.
Me had one because with me, mine was coming from abroad. So it take long.
All right.
So by the time it come, any little game can play. I remember I had
Yes.
one, and for some strange reason, I once the shoe is on, it never burned my foot, but it would never go on without me soap up my heel back. My grandmother had to take soap and soap up my heel back to make it slide in. But from it got in the shoe, my toes were fine. But it would never go on without my heel back soap up. Every morning.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I guess you could have put Vaseline too, but sometimes you just put a little soap and just pull up your socks, and when you put it in there, drop back the rest of the sock. It wouldn't go on otherwise.
So Sharon,
Eh?
such in case if there was a flood, there would have been an evidence of sod.
Almost definitely. Most definitely. Yep. Yep.
Oh God. This is funny.
Those are the days.
So you see, we
Tell
start
me
early.
about it.
You see how we kick off the show, though.
But and only that, There were times, when you mark out your foot, and sometimes, use the cardboard and use newspaper. Because remember,
Newspaper,
sometimes they
yes.
have to mail the
Yeah.
newspaper
Me
to
used to
either
do more folder
England,
leaf. Me used to use folder leaf. I mark
mail
out my foot on the folder leaf. Yeah.
mail it to either England or
Yeah.
America. And
Yeah.
by the time they find the shoes, I have to buy it, I have to mail it back,
And me.
or wait until the barrel full to
Your
put
foot
everything
grow.
in there and send it back. Remember, say you grow out of the shoes there, okay?
Yes.
And when it come, you can't go say, where the shoes are come from foreign.
Mm-hmm.
Because
No.
your mother work hard and walk in the snow and there's something they figure buy it. So you better wear the shoes. So tight or not. So no.
Mhm.
How about the picnic now who grow out of the shoes and come to school with the front of the shoes split?
Cut
Oh,
out.
gee.
Or the
Split
back.
it up.
Yeah, the toe.
Yeah,
Fill out the toe of them, right?
the toe.
Fill it out the toes. Yeah,
All
I've seen
right.
that.
Cut the front of the shoes or they split the top. So
Yeah.
you can get a little more give inside of it.
No, sir.
Or sometimes they cut. I've seen where they cut off the back of the shoe.
Yes,
Your
class.
foot pushing at the front, later at the front, but your heel back out the door, mind its own business.
Yes.
Classic
Yes.
that. And look what's happening today. That come back in a style. They took those ideas and they have
Right.
made the shoes. They have
Yes.
designed those shoes so you can wear a slip-on,
Mhm.
like a dress shoes, just slip-on, or
Right.
the toes out.
Right.
So
Yeah.
So here is another one now. So there are children who, if you have multiple children, right? The hand-me-downs.
yes,
Yes.
Have you ever seen
That
a
was
child?
big.
You ever see a girl child?
in a boy shoes.
No, in the uniform where the uniform, the length needed to be extended, right? And so they get the fabric and take it to the dressmaker and let her stitch it on.
Yes.
Onto the shoe.
No, man,
Yes,
onto the
onto
dress,
the uniform.
the
The uniform. The
uniform.
uniform.
Oh yes, down at the bottom, right?
Yes,
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 get
yes.
additional fabric and stitch it on.
So by
Yeah.
now we're not two different
Yeah.
color because one part was
Right?
out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, no, they call that repurposing,
Oh,
A
what?
big thing
Yes.
that you get rewarded
Yes.
for reusing the stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my
But-
God.
Where you think
But
them
back
get them
then-
ideas
back then-
from? A wee man.
Well, it's a necessity is the mother of invention,
Same so.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Same so.
So that's what it
Same
is.
But back then you'd be
Same.
teased. Back then you'd be teased in school for stuff like that. You mean the
Mhm.
old and new uniform thing with the stitch on and the cutout shoes? Pick the tease you.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
cry.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You'll be tears all the time.
Also, if they didn't stitch on a new piece on the bottom of the uniform, they would let out what the hemming.
The hem.
The hem, the old
And
hem.
sometimes
Yeah.
the hem is deep, and they do that. They did that deliberately. So
Yes,
when
yeah.
it gets to the time, like if you're growing out of it or you're growing, now they can let out that part. And the part that they let out tend to be brighter than the part that's outside already.
Yes,
Right.
Absolutely.
and sometimes it's the Dickens to iron out that crease,
Yes.
You
Yes.
have to
Yes.
stamp it and really put some. I have had that one. And when you try back, you just see the crease come right.
So when all else fail, right?
Yes, sir.
When you have tried and tried, they would take it down to the tailor, who would then use that self-eater iron stuff to
Yes,
get
to
it
get it
out.
out.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, I tell you. But as we're here reminiscing, many of us have had this experience, and there are those who have not had it. So we want to
Yes.
bless you up. But we want people to understand that if somebody were to ask you, who are you? Right away, you start to give them, right? your most recent experiences. You're sharing your background about your professional background. I'm a so and so and so. But if they were to say,
Right.
so who you really are, somebody might say, well, boy, what you see today, wasn't the same. And they start to
No.
take you back because I was poor. My mother never had it. My father never had it. Me raised per only. And again, that's another show, but I was sharing that in some households as I was growing up, I used to say, how me only smell like one kind of meat a cook in some houses. So some people can tell you it's
Yes.
either it's always shad them I eat, or they only eat chicken back. Something. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, sit down.
yeah.
You think a joke?
But when
I know.
when you have arrived, put it so, quote unquote,
Mhm.
you can say, my God, how we did manage, how we parents manage, but we never hungry. For a lot, we never hungry, right?
Absolutely.
And now that school has reopened and people want their children to look good, and there are so many fashion, the fad, the latest of some brand of
Yes.
sorts, right? We find now that things are evolving to the point where we can't figure out how this has happened. Why are we accepting, embracing different terminologies, the things that we found so repulsive, right?
Yes.
And one of those that we're kind of veering towards this morning, where Christine said, but we never had shad in my you never had shad in your house.
You never had shad and banana. How about you?
Shad and breadfruit.
But you know
Yes,
what?
and rose breadfruit.
So
Yeah.
let me make a public appeal right now. I'm asking everyone who is watching, you enjoying the show. You've been enjoying us since we started about 3 years now together. But I'm going to tell you that the race is on to us achieving 1,000 subscribers. After that, big things are going to go on. But
Amen.
we need your help. So could you please, as you are watching Tony, I'm asking you to share with people in your network. I'm asking Charlesy to share. Let me go back because I'm only going from memory. Caribbean Vibes Radio Network CEO Chris Wilby, please share.
Calling you out.
Herman, please share. Just copy. You don't know if the copy. There's an art in the copying. You just use your finger and press up. You see copy pop up. And then you go over to the people you want to invite. You go into that little space, that little bar. You press in there and you see the word paste. And you paste it. And so they get it. That's it. But we want you to share. Please, please. Drea, do the same. Vero, do the same. Tamika, do the same. But thank you so much. So welcome. Yes. So, somebody dropped off. Okay.
Jackie.
But yes, she's coming back. So as we are sharing all these, moments in nostalgia, we just want to say that some of us had a bag called Knapsack. It perhaps came from England, the States, Canada. Somebody sent it to you, or it was purchased whether in Jamaica or where you come from. And you would sport your bag. I had a nice green one because my uniform going to high school was green. And we had little fancy bag going to primary school and so on. Right? I don't know what it is to have to get plastic bag to put with book into. And that was also the experience for many people.
But you know what, Lady D, I had a traumatic situation with a book bag one year because I was still in primary school and the parcel never reached. So by September, come my bag, what that was expected, me never get it. And my father decided go and make me a bag, you know. And him sit down. And you know the funny thing, I wish I had that bag right now.
In the name of
Oh.
Jesus.
He make that bag for me, you know. He
From
make
him
the bag.
heart.
If it was no, it would be what I'm calling couture.
Yes.
It
Oh,
would be high couture. But he made the bag.
couture.
Yeah.
And yes, and then the thing about the bag is the clasp, the closure, him use a coconut shell, you know.
What?
Yes, so when
Who
the
wake him
bag
up there?
was, it had like a little rope thing,
Yes.
and then when you go to close it, you will just carry it over like a satchel, you know, you open it wide and you have that big
Yes.
opening, and then and he braided some kind of leather thing, and then it clasped under the coconut shell. And let me tell you, I was teased mercilessly. I think I had to carry that bag for maybe 2-3 weeks before my actual bag came. And I was teased mercilessly. And believe me, today, them kind of something that you go in a store for buy, it costs a lot of money.
Yes,
A
man.
lot of money, yes.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
know that, yes.
Well, my grandmother was a
Yes.
seamstress. And I think I told you before, if she go to Brownstown, whenever she and I go to market, Brownstown, there's a lady who was known in Brownstown to sell fabric. We call her Miss Corey. Grandma and I would go to Miss Corey store almost every Saturday, because it's just now I'm really realizing how much my grandmother loved fashion. And she liked to create herself. So if she make a 3 sister for herself, she make a 2 sister for me. All right, and then she taught me now how to use the scrapsies to make the rugs that go on the floor that I see in Home Goods today.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the one that you push in the fabric and
Yes,
pull it
I
out
know
and leave
very
it.
well how to
Which
make that, because my
which I
grandmother.
Oh
can
yeah.
make. Yeah, we can
Yes.
make that.
But it's
Mhm.
not
Yes.
only that. People carry them fabric come and the scrapsies and everything that's left. I needed a bag to go to school. I mean, I remember getting no fancy bag from anywhere else. But my grandmother used a little piece of everything and make the bag.
Yes.
And it's what, a 2-handle?
Mhm.
2-handle bag. Like I have one somewhere there. That they're probably selling in the supermarket now. It looks
Yes.
like that with
Yeah,
a
the cloth
2-handle
bag.
cloth bag, and you just
Yeah.
push it in there, and you put that on
Mhm.
your
Cloth
shoulder
bag.
and gone. Maybe because of country, we live in Freehill, St. Anne. Nobody never really mock me or tease me, because other people come to school without bag. They might have book in a hand or half a book. Or something like that. So we put on it, but it's only now that I can really appreciate, because we really wish that we have one of those fancy book bags that we see some of the kids who have people abroad would send to them. But the thing is, it wasn't really in my neighborhood. It wasn't really a big deal. And just carrying that bag to school means that I have something to put my books in. But today, I wish I knew the value of those bags, because it was made with love, and it was made sturdily and fancy. No, we're going to store, you have to pay money to buy a bag like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're not durable either.
No, they're not.
I had one of
They're
those
not.
too. And my grandmother
They're
did
not.
that to me too when I was in secondary school. She made me a bag from fabric. That's back then we called them spank bag. Spank bag was the thing when I was in school. It was the in thing. Make from fabric, 2 regular handles, but the handles were long enough to fit on your shoulder, so you could put it on your shoulder.
Yes.
And everybody was sporting them in school. If you never have a spank bag, you know, say nothing. Back in my time.
Wow.
Yes, it was, we call it spank bag, and it was the thing. Make from fabric. Nobody not laugh, because if you don't have one, you're not in style. I remember mine was green. Mine was kind of a green, kind of a
Remember, Shanet, you didn't live in a city. You come from Montego Bay.
Yeah.
So maybe Kingston and Montego Bay people would think the same way, that tease you mercilessly or whatever, or maybe it's the school that you went to. I don't know.
We did kind of mix up. No fault of my own.
Right. See,
We
absolutely.
had the best of both worlds.
Yes, yes. So all right. So it's now 10:38 a.m. If you're just joining us, we'd like to welcome you to Saturday Morning Runnings. We were on holiday. And while we were on holiday, we did a lot of rebroadcasts, and we realized that some of you didn't even realize we weren't live.
Oh.
But we ensured that we were in the show and were able to respond to the comments as you were making them. And believe me, ladies, as we were watching, I was dying with laugh because sometimes, even though, we are doing the show and there are laughter moments, there are some nuggets that we missed. So as we were watching, I laughed the other day so till I couldn't. I'm like, we were really doing all of that. It was so humorous. It was so funny.
Yeah, because
So,
when you're in the show, you miss the real moment. So when you look back, that's when you really see it.
So let's do a quick shout out to Tamika. Good morning, Tamika. And Andrea says good morning. Chris Wilby also said good morning to us. And Tony from the wine room of Forest Hills. Morning, Tony. Vera, our girl, is here. Yvonne is here. Yvonne, what was it like for you going to school? And Andrea says, I was telling a family member about the wine and she was surprised. Yes. She says, I hated washout. She says, my father put Cersei in the sun for a few hours, then give us with Epsom salt.
Oh, yeah, Epsom salt too, yes.
And
Yes.
For Tony. Tony said, ladies, you're killing me this morning. Andrea says, stuff the shoes until you grow into it. Hermin says, me put Vaseline upon my heel back at my lick and my little
My little
Our little two of them.
You know I go Herman.
Morning. And the one, Chris Wilby says, we never had shad in my house.
Oops. What's he had? Steak? In Chris?
So Herman says shad with the
raw.
Eaten with renta yam and boiled banana. Not nice.
Yes. Yes.
The raw we call they're the eggs. We call them the raw come into place, but they were really eggs.
Yes. And Drea says she made one of those mats about 3 years ago. And Brenda is in the house. Good morning.
Oh, Brenda said calico. Yes, it was calico.
Yes, calico.
Yes.
Remember calico material.
Right.
Yes, man.
So as we're talking about the bags, right? We've seen different companies brand, whether it's a backpack or any trend that's, moving through with cities and countries and so on. Some of us have had some very strange symbols on them. The moment you see them, you say, no, Samina, buy that one, right? But then here in our home country, for those of us who are Jamaicans, there is a brand now with the word Dunce on it. And it has sparked a lot of conversation. And people have taken different perspectives and resort to the fact that, well, if you want to send your picnic go on to school with a bag labeled Dunce, then go on. There's also the concern that do they understand what the word mean, where it came from, and why, and people making money from it.
Oh yeah.
And there is also a song which we couldn't play here, done by Valiant, right? About Dunce. If you listen to it, you may have to get translation because you have to. I shared it with you, ladies. I don't know if you had watched it. But that aside, when we were growing up, if somebody say, "Go away, you're Dunce," that's why you're still in a B class. Or there are some children who just couldn't move up or step up because their grades were poor and they just could move on. And some children were teased that them are going to graduate in a grade 2 or them are going to graduate in a grade 3, right?
Yeah, cause cause they would age out.
They age out. See,
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
the conversation is so intense in certain settings because
Mm-hmm.
there's a principal at Jonathan Grant, who insisted that any child who comes to the school would not be permitted to come in to the school.
With the bag.
Right. So, and some people are of the view that that is quite extreme. Now, first question, would you buy a book bag with the word Dunce on it?
First of all,
Absolutely not.
if I know my child is doing well at school and bright and whatever, nobody can call him dunce. You wear the bag.
Mm-hmm.
I dare you to be as dunce as he is.
Mm-hmm.
Wear the bag. Nowadays, look how long we're using the word wicked. And
Right.
not in a negative way. Wicked. That wicked man.
Mm-hmm.
Not
And
in a
I've heard
negative way.
I've heard that on a morning program in Jamaica, saying that
Mm-hmm.
if when we were growing up, there were certain slangs,
Yeah.
and our parents just couldn't understand what excited us so about using them. So
Yeah.
here we are as grown adults now, and we are really incensed. We're incensed by this dunce thing because of the connotation, the meaning of it,
Yeah.
and why people would want to be buying a bag like that for their child to take to school. Now, granted, it is a brand in which you're putting your children books into, but that does
Mm-hmm.
not, but it doesn't have anything to do with the
With
child's
the child.
ability to learn and to go to school. So how do you separate a brand from your education?
I just think they're
Well,
trying to change the narrative.
Personally, I would not. I don't like the brand because I know what it gives. I guess because maybe I'm from the generation way back. Because I remember growing up in school. If you were in school and you were dunce, you would call you pretty dunce. If you were a beautiful girl, pretty face, we know that. Kids will look at you and call, oh, you dunce, pretty dunce. And big fights happened in school when I was growing up because kids were referred to as big dunce. Once somebody look at you in school as a child and say, you're dunce, go and find you're too dunce. You're pretty dunce. You're dunce bad. It was so negative back then that sometimes fights would break out in school just for that one word, dunce.
And hurtful.
Yes,
It
and
would
hurtful.
hurt.
So for me, it's a negative word. I would never ever give that. Give that to my child. I would never ever buy a bag like that for my child. I would never do it because it's just so negative. I don't care how much of a brand it is. For me, it's a negative, and I would never ever participate in something like that. I wouldn't.
So
I
the
don't believe in it.
education.
Yeah, I'm of the same opinion as Max, because the person who came up with that, I dare say, is no dunce. They
Right.
just sit down and decide to capitalize on people's need to be included and need to feel like they are keeping up with a trend, and not because something is on the verge of being a trend, or whomever the manufacturer is or the creator is wants it to be a trend. You're gonna jump into it. Sit back and engage your brain for a minute. We're all into affirmations and positivity and all that stuff, right? For my grandchildren, my daughter, let them do affirmations. I'm smart. I am able to think for myself. I make good decisions. Those are affirmations. How about you put those on the
Absolutely.
bags? When you come now, I mean, we understand that there are parents who are young parents, and I dare say the parents, I'm going out on a limb here, But I dare say the parents who would literally go to a store, see a bag said Dunce, I've looked at the bags, they have the graphics and the big word said Dunce. Mind you, Dunce means a person who is slow in learning
Mm-hmm.
or a
Yes,
stupid person. So
stupid person. Yes.
when you put your child, when you go and purchase whatever they cost, and you purchase that now, you are putting in a label on your child. Okay, you're slow in learning. Okay, you're stupid. That's what it means. They have that on their back. Look at the game we used to play when we were little, where somebody put on your back, kick me,
Right.
right?
Yes.
So it's so you are then leveling negativity on your child. Your child does not have the capability of saying, no, I don't want it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
You are buying it,
Just a
or
moment.
even
There,
if
hold your thought. There
sure.
is a lot of movement in somebody's background, so it is. Um.
I hear it.
I don't
Yes.
hear it anymore though.
Yeah. Somebody's. I don't know if it's
I'm
on the
wondering.
outside.
I'm wondering if it's this headphone that's rubbing against
Your earring.
my earring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
it's
don't
a
know.
sound.
Oh.
It's like a
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
sound
I think that's what it
constantly.
is.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sharon.
Yeah. Yeah. On the one hand, there might be children who the bag was purchased for and they're forced to carry. I mean, not forced, but by virtue of it being purchased for school, it's intended for them to take.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they are children of an older age who may see them, think it's a hot fad or a new in thing, and they ask you for it. Now, as a parent, you're supposed to have a couple brain cells you can rub together and say, listen, back in my days, Dunce was not a good tag for somebody to have. So therefore, I'm not gonna buy you a bag that says Dunce. Like some people think that principals or teachers who have turned kids away from school based on the fact that they came with that backpack, that's going a little bit far. And I do agree. Because if the child comes with the bag purchased by the parent or sanctioned
Parent.
by the parent, they in effect they already have the bag. So what's gonna happen? But when you my I was
Yeah.
talking to my
Hold on.
I still hear it.
Yes, we're still hearing it. So is somebody in the house doing something on your end?
Not in mine.
Yes.
Nor me.
It's pretty quiet here.
Yeah, I
Mm.
don't hear it anymore either.
Oh, I can hear it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Okay. So mute ladies, and then when it's time to speak, then you come in.
Okay. Yeah, so I was saying that principals who have turned children back and not admit them to school because they have the backpack, that's a little bit extreme. However, talking to my daughter, she was saying to me that as a teacher, she would use somebody with coming in with that backpack. She would use that as a teachable moment, to not just the child but to the class,
Mhm.
because she would then open a conversation. Of course, you have to at some point in time engage the parents as well. But she said she would ask something like, does what you wear portray who you are as a person?
Mhm.
Because if you have Dunce written on your back, does that portray who you are as a person? Also, does that match up with your character? Because you're sending kids to school for character building, to learn. And if they're gonna come sporting things, something saying Dunce, what's gonna come up next? Maybe a cap saying Dunce, jacket with Dunce, other articles of clothing or accessories saying Dunce.
Paraphernalia. Mhm.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a whole Dunce empire, and it conflicts with the fact that your child is going into an institution of higher learning, and yet they're coming in with that sort of stuff. And she's saying also, does your character and presentation, I mean, your character and your presentation of yourself should match?
Mhm.
So she would open a dialogue with the children in the class, because other children in the class who would think differently, I'm sure, would have an opinion on that. And you can't just gloss it over or ignore it, because the child may unwillingly have carried the item, or they probably had no idea what it meant. So that should open a dialogue, not only with the child, but also with the parents.
Okay, so can I come in here a little bit? I think different from everybody, I am probably the only person here who said I wouldn't mind banning for the child, but it depends on the age of the child. For me, I think it depends on the age of the child. And what if the word dunce to the designer is an acronym that means something positive? We don't know. So we need to hear from the designer, because that dunce could mean something positive. So if I am going to purchase that for my, say, teenage child, who I know, is not a dunce. It depends on the child's personality, because somebody else, another child can carry that same bag to school, and because of their personality, they get teased. Another child can take that same bag to school, and it doesn't mean anything. So, and I'm talking about teenagers. I wouldn't buy this bag for a child younger than that. Teenager who you're going to explain to what the word dunce means and what it means to them and what it means to other people. Yes, I understand all the connotations and the negative connotations that it may have in other people's lives. But if it's a child like, I'm going to use my child. If it's a child like Christoph, I would definitely buy it for Christoph, because Christoph sees things in a different way. So it all depends on the child. He knows how to express himself and says what this means. This doesn't mean that I am like that. This could mean that you may be a dunce because you don't understand what's going on in the world, or you don't understand me. He could explain himself like that. So for him, I would buy the bag. But I might not buy that bag for like Eliana or Shante or, kids in that school age group that does not understand much about what this word means. So it depends on the people.
So let me
right,
read. So, okay, go ahead, Max, and then I'll
Okay, so I have a little article I'd like to read. This is a post that a friend of mine posted on Instagram on this page. He's a professor. And he posted this article, and I saw it and I responded to it on Instagram. I'd like to share it. His name is Prof. Pierce, and this is what he wrote. He wrote this 5 days ago. It has 14 likes. He wrote, I grew up in an era in beautiful Jamaica where the people in my district, parish, village, community greeted me as good morning, Chief Justice, good afternoon, Mr. Prime Minister, hello, doctor, howdy, professor, etc. They were sowing in my spirit positive thoughts, great self-esteem, self-confidence, and great ambitions. Dunce was not glorified. Back in my high school days in Jamaica, a guy could not even get the attention of a pretty girl unless he was highly intelligent, scholarly brilliant, aesthetically gifted, etc. So we guys proudly walked around on campus in those days with our Abbott physics books, Atkinson chemistry books, etc. We wanted to be like Einstein and other brilliant Rhodes scholars. I said all of that to say this. I was deeply saddened a few days ago when I learned that this school bag titled Dunce is one of the biggest selling items in my homeland, Jamaica. They said young Black boys are walking around on school campuses feeling great and dignified with this piece of rubbish on their backs. It saddens me to see how much the Jamaican culture has been degenerated to levels lower than that of swine. I think it's also fair to conclude that these parents who allow their children to leave home with this rubbish on their backs are not only idiotic, but are also a set of dunce themselves. Shame on them. And he put his signature there. So
I agree with
people are
him.
taking this thing seriously.
That's just
I
his
don't
opinion.
see.
Everybody's going to
That's
have an
his opinion, and
Yes,
it's
and
his
I do
opinion, and
agree
you're
with
gonna have
what
pros
he
and
says.
cons. But I happen to agree with him. I can't
Yeah,
see.
because there was a time when we really emulated intelligence.
Yes.
And that is why you found that people who, because I lived in Penance, And then you had some remote districts, like when you went up into Main Ridge, or you gone round to some other far parts of the community, and you saw children who would be getting up out of them bed in the dark, pretty much, to come out into the main square to get to school, who studied with tilly lamp because there is no electricity, because they
Guilty.
were cultured that, listen, you see where you are now, you're not going to stay here, so you have to move ahead. You have to become somebody in this world. So being dunce was not a thing. It was not entertained. Separate and apart. So we know that everybody's intellectual capability to grasp, to understand is different. Some people are gifted with their hands. So they're not going to do the math and the English and the Chaucer and so on. That's not their thing. But they're not dunce. They are just gifted in a different way. The person who good at the maths and English couldn't cut a board to save them life.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
So we have to dissect it to say the origin of the word is where it is. But is that what I want for you? And whatever you can manage as my pickney, you're going to be the best at it. So if we are now branding a dunce bag, which we are, you know what the problem is? It's just the difference in the generation and how we see things. Because yes, because to us it is out of the question how could you people, whereby in this now new era of life, it's almost like anything goes. They don't see anything wrong with it. People don't see anything wrong with it, but we are incensed by it. And
if I may chime in there for a second, because last night Norman and I were having the same conversation, because I told him what the topic was going to be for today, and his opinion is, well, back in our days, we wore tear clothes in our yard, in our house. We never wear go on street. Anything with tear or have a stain or rip, we would wear it in the house or in the yard. We would never go outside on the main road or in a town or dress up in a place. But now it's accepted as a style.
Yes, and Max was song about it.
And my song Tear Up. But so he was trying to tell me, well, he was trying to say, well, what's the difference with wearing tear clothes and wearing a bag with dunce? I said it's two different things. Even though we're wearing tear up now as a style and it's in fashion, this is a word, and we all know the negativity of the word. So to me, it's separate and apart. There's no comparison.
All right, so can I say something? All right. The bag designers or whoever, they can turn that into affirmations. They can turn the same dunce where they can keep the dunce on it, and they can have little letterings that means something positive, or put something under it that means something positive.
Well, because at this time there's no tagline.
Right.
They don't have any.
But at this time they don't. But I'm saying that's a suggestion. That's something that they can do if it's going to bring such a big conversation. But it's good that everybody is talking about it.
No, and that's fine.
Because
but
them opinion nowadays, them not dance from them pop out of the womb, them bright. So I guess this is why them feel like it's okay for them, because trust me, before Christoph is 25 years old, and trust me, before he got to pre-K, he could use a computer. Now think of these kids these days, Elena, Shanti, whatever, they're reading before they get to pre-K.
So I have a suggestion.
Don't speak in other
I have a
again.
suggestion. So my suggestion to these parents who probably already, the ones who already bought the bag and have it and them can't throw it up because they paid money for it. What I would do in a sense, that in a case like that, is cover it up. You can cover it up. You could tape something over it with something, smart. Write the word smart and cover it up or something.
So they create their own smart bag. But the thing is, when
or get a calico bag.
Right.
Maybe I could come up with my own bag. Dunce is a new smart. You know,
I don't
something like
know.
that.
Yes, I think
I'm
that's a
not.
good idea.
No, Jackie, that would be you. And we
Me
take
not. Me not feeling. Me not
me not
feeling the
feeling
dunce.
that.
And no matter what they say, I am not feeling the dunce. Dunce is dunce. You're a dud.
Yes.
You're a dunce, but you're foo. Your head thick.
No, it's a
No
mental
part
Well,
of
thing,
here
that.
you
are
know.
some words.
No part of
Here
that
are some
It's a
words.
is
mental
to
thing
be
here now.
emulated.
It's a
No
mental thing
part
Here
of
here
are
that is
now.
some
to be
words that they
emulated.
said. Here are some
Me,
words that I wrote them that I said I found this on Google. It's words related to dunce. Ass, bird brain,
uh-oh.
buffoon,
Dingbat.
blockhead, bonehead,
Uh,
clodpole. Those are
uh.
some words that are synonymous
Yeah, none of that is
to
good.
dunce. I mean, yes, none of that is good. I also Googled and it said that there's gonna be a National Dunce Day happening in November 8th, 2023.
Get out of
National
here.
Dunce Day is November 8th, 2023.
What?
Mhm. See it
Yes,
there now.
National Dance Day. I saw that
See it there
when I
now.
Where
Googled,
they
and I'm
go?
like, this is crazy.
See it
Where
I
is
there.
that
don't
gonna
know.
be?
Where's that, Max? Where?
Where?
I Googled and I didn't get into the depth of it,
What?
but I just saw as when I Googled dance, I saw National Dance Day, November 8th, 2023. So I don't know what's coming of this word.
So let's
Why
pop
would
in.
we
Let's pop in
highlight?
the. Let's pop in the comments. So Chris says the people who send them picnic to school with that bag are definitely duds. And
That about
when I made reference to the principal at Jonathan Grant, he says he agrees with the principal. He says it's promoting nonsense.
nonsense,
Our society today is far too willing to accept stupidity.
stupidity, and it's
And
true.
Andrea says power in words. He says once we begin to accept all those negative thoughts, where will it end? Next, they will begin to accept a brand that says killer.
Hello.
Killer.
There you
True,
go. It's like
true.
Pandora's
That's true.
box. You open the box and everything escape out there. And then you wonder where we went wrong. It's because of the stupidness.
Mm-hmm. And
Yes.
so
But
the king
if you
graced
don't
us.
nip it in the body, carry on.
The king graced us with his present. A pleasant morning to you, Ryan.
Eh?
Hi,
Hey,
Ryan.
King.
Now, Chris also says the fact is that these things matter. Trendy statements matter. He
Yes, they
says
do.
we all know that what dunce mean in Jamaica. There's absolutely nothing positive about it. Okay, and he had read the article. What Ryan says, highly educated, brilliant, smart, intelligent guys are gunmen,
Gone.
thieves,
Gunners.
Men
I think
thieves,
that's what he
men,
meant.
thieves,
Gunners.
robber, and gunmen too.
gunmen, thieves,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
robbers.
gunners, he
Right.
says. And then Chris says, yes, Lady D, we need to go back to the days when intelligence is celebrated and sought after.
Mm-hmm.
It's
What
the
was-
seeds we sow, man. We sow the seeds, and then later on, when it spring up into what into what it spring up as, we wonder why. But you can't sow the seeds, and then when it matures and germinates, you wonder why are we reaping this thing? Is you sow it?
And
That's
try to fix it
that's how
that
I'm
time, and
looking
it's
at.
too late.
If dance wasn't
Yes,
good in your day, it's not good now either.
it's
change.
still have
It's
the
not
same
changing the
meaning.
same dance.
Still have the same meaning. Still have the
All
same
right.
Yeah.
meaning.
So Deli says, hey, Deli, good morning, ladies. Why didn't the designers use the word fully bright instead?
Not true.
We are wondering too. So Chris says, Jackie, I understand where you're coming from, but we're talking about Jamaica. There are lots of dunce people in Jamaica, lots of children. The term came from the fully dunce mentality, which was made popular by an entertainer who is absolutely not very smart.
Very smart.
So
Okay, okay.
Herman says claffy, brabump, nitwit.
You know them words. I know
Shut
those.
up, Bri.
All right. So would
I
you
mean,
have felt the
they-
same way if they wrote coffee on the bag?
Then we don't know claffy too, so no same thing.
I just for laughter. I think some people just do it just for laughter.
I am
Right.
bewildered.
Right. We miss her. She's not here with us. But I'll give you a quick so let me read a quick excerpt from the article
Oh,
that was put out in the Jamaica Observer by Favor Williams, the Minister of Education. She's
Okay.
cautioning school administrators and teachers against using denial of access to education as punishment. This comes in the wake of media reports that institutions may lock out students sporting the Dunce branded school bag. And I quote, school administrators and teachers need to apply corrective actions consistently and prudently in accordance with our laws and established best practices in education. Numerous studies have shown that denying student access to education as a means of punishment worsens undesirable behaviors, end quote. Williams said in a press release on Monday ahead of the full resumption of schools island wide. The minister said the practice of denying access to education as punishment is counterproductive and illegal. She says barring students from schools contravenes Article 28 of the United Nations Convention of the Rights of the Child, to which Jamaica is a signatory, the Education Act 1965, as well as the 2004 Child Care and Protection Act, which is built on the best interest principle and also states that school leaders and teachers are acting in loco parentis in place of parent. The minister stressed that administrators and teachers have a duty of care to the students. In addition, administrators and teachers are agents of the state in that they work on behalf of the state, and every decision made is not personal, but rather a decision on behalf of the state. Therefore, school administrators and teachers must make decisions that show that they are trained, cognizant, and respectful of the laws of the land, the country's international obligations, human rights, the rights of the child, as well as the policies of the Ministry of Education and Youth. Or school leaders cannot do as the untrained persons. They are expected to demonstrate their training in developmental psychology, socialization, behavior change management, classroom management, and positive discipline, all undergirded by the best interest principle, the minister added. She also stressed the fact that children are minors and argued that they are victims of the failures of our agents of socialization.
Mm.
Or
True.
school
True.
administrators cannot fail them too. They must demonstrate that they are mirroring the behavior that they want the students to model, that is, compliance with laws and regulations. Williams is also reminding school leaders that parents or guardians must be engaged regarding matters pertinent to the interest and development of their child or children. She listed a number of alternative school administrators should consider instead of barring students from accessing their education. These are engage students in conversation about the appropriateness of their behaviors, choices, and consequences. Hold motivational sessions with children using exemplary personalities. Convene empowerment sessions for parents with a focus on positive parenting. Put children on behavior contracts using schedules of reinforcement. Refer students for internal or external counseling. Ask students to do research and launch positive behavior campaigns. Make use of student leadership to champion change. These include peer counselors, student counselors, class prefects, leaders of clubs and societies, and other such organizations. Acknowledge, incentivize, and celebrate good student behavior. And finally, give reasonable time for corrective action or for the desirable behaviors to be demonstrated. What is your take on this? Because you know that there's some people who lashed out at her
I
as well.
totally agree.
Some people lash out at
I
her
totally agree.
as
It's
well
like,
to say this is all a part of, politics.
no,
And
no.
therefore, trying to remind, in our effort to remind
No.
the students and the principal as to what obtains within the structure of the state.
No.
Maybe they
Like,
have forgotten.
like the piece said, like she said, it's not a personal thing. You're operating on behalf of the state. So whatever decision you make, where in regards to the student, it has to be made on the behalf of the state. So it's just like telling a child, giving a child punishment and the punishment is, so go and go sit down and read a book.
Mm-hmm.
that's counterproductive. If you punish a child by sending the child go read a book, they're going to become haters of the book. So don't use that as punishment. Don't send the child home all because they brought a bag to school, because they do need to study. They're just going to think that, nobody is interested in me, and remember, these are developing minds. Yes. And your duty is to have a conversation with them and explain to them why the word dunce is negative and why you don't think it's a good portrayal of the person's personality or character.
And bearing in mind, and in addition to that, it is not their fault why they have showed up with the bag.
Right.
Absolutely.
Their parents bought the bag and sent them to school with it. So here is so then, if the Minister of Education is alluding to this, it is many parents don't go to PTA, Parent Teachers Association meeting.
All right.
They don't
not just
go.
Jamaica. That's not just Jamaica.
No,
that's everywhere.
But
Yeah.
in this context, a lot of parents will tell the school that is them not have the time, and if them can send auntie, uncle, father sometimes absent or most of the time absent. So there is no relationship being built with the parents.
And
That's
the teachers.
the purpose of the PTA. You're sending your children to school. We need to be able to share with you what we observe, what the protocol that obtains in our institution, how it should be, because we don't like to be compliant, you didn't know that. We kick back a lot. That's a part of our DNA.
What it is, everybody is wise in their own eyes. Nobody takes counsel anymore. I agree with her saying, don't turn the child back, because I had said that when I initially gave my opinion. Don't turn the child back from school and punish them for having the bag. Chances are, like I said, it's not age appropriate, like Jackie has said, for some students.
Right.
So they may have asked for the bag, or they may have been given the bag. So don't send them home. But like she said, it's something that my daughter had also said. Use that as a teachable moment. Open a dialogue.
Exactly.
And go from there. And unfortunately, parents who know their kid has issues, we don't want to say them bad. So them have behavioral issues or other issues. When they know that chances are after a while, school just open, give it a couple of weeks, something going jump off, and they're gonna be called. Automatically, they give all the reasons why they can't come. And nowadays you can do, because you have Zoom, you can do Zoom, you can be on the phone, you can have different meetings. Not everything has to be in person, but sometimes the parents they're tired of hearing about the behavioral issues of the kid, because some of them unfortunately are just waiting for the child to age out, and them just say, go on about your business, because they can't cope.
They're over there. In other words, over,
Yeah, them throw them on society, and then here they go. And it's a messy business.
I think in cases like this, ladies, that the principal or the teacher should not send the kid home. You have to call on the parents and talk to the parents. And even opening up the subject matter in the school, in the classroom, in front of other kids, can be devastating for the kid who's carrying that bag. Because the kids start saying, oh my God, they don't like my bag, then they eat me. It starts seeing all the negatives. You understand what I'm saying? So even open up the subject in the classroom with all the kids can be really detrimental to that child. So to me, the best and the most appropriate thing to do in a case like that is to call on the parents and, talk to the parents one-on-one about the bag. Not open it up in the class, because I'm telling you, how kids are. They can be they can be really.
Kids are mean.
I can't even find the word to use.
Mean.
Because back in our days, we were teased back in our days. Kids are no different now. They tease just the same way. So if you start, you have that bag in school and they said dunce, and they know what the word means. They start look down on you and start teasing you.
But if
Kill
I
the
may
child
also,
mentally
if I may
right away.
also add, if I may also add, if it were fully bright that was on that bag and that took off as a trend, I don't think it
Yes.
would be any less detrimental, because the child who is going to carry the bag, who people know that is not fully bright, is going to get teased.
No, but you're speaking it into
Into
existence.
existence,
You're
yeah.
calling those
Right.
things which are not as though they were.
I know, I understand, but I'm just saying that it wouldn't be any different.
But look, Jackie, it's
Everybody
like,
is
okay,
going to want.
all right, but look
everybody's-
at,
But at least it have been
yeah,
a
but look
positive
at it.
statement.
You have things written. You have stuff written on bags. King, queen, and things of that nature. The
Yes.
kid is not a king or a queen, but it's a positive affirmation. You speaking it into them lives. So the
Absolutely.
kid is not even fully bright or halfway bright, but they are in school. They're attempting to be speaking into them life, man. And I think also
I agree with
dialogue.
that. I agree with that too. But I'm just making a point that I don't think it would be any different when it comes on to the teasing and the bullying
Yes,
and the
kids don't
laughing or
tease,
whatever.
Yes,
I
that
don't
was
think it would be any
teasing.
different.
Teasing is always going to be a part of.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's that part that I'm addressing. I don't think it would be any milder for.
Yeah,
for the
there
child.
was
No.
still tease. Oh, yeah, we're bright bag and you're not bright, but and they will do
Right.
that.
That's
But
the
at the
point
same
I'm
time,
making.
at least it's a positive word. At least it's positive. You know,
I
Dunce
understand,
versus
yeah.
bright.
Right. You
Yes.
are aspiring to it.
So let's jump.
Absolutely.
Let's hop on again. Welcome if you're just joining us. Lord, this is Saturday morning, yeah, bro. Hey, hello. Okay, so Betty's popping in. Morning, Bet. Pleasant good morning, everyone. This is Betty Love from Love Space. True. All right, welcome,
Yes,
Bet.
yes.
So Chris says, very great article. That's the article that I read. He says, I'm enjoying the dialogue with the pros and cons. Very interesting. Now he
Thank
says the
you.
minister made a lot of sense. In fact, she's allowing us to see things from another perspective. And again, Mr.
And that's okay.
and they were beating the minister for that.
No, I agree with the minister.
So Herman says
Totally.
silent on all other pertinent matters. Then, but coming forward with a bag argument, no. So,
Hello. There you go, sis.
there you go.
Yeah.
So he
You
says,
said it.
So Chris says, I absolutely love your Sherns. You are spot on. I love your reasoning. I know you articulate your points. Well done.
Well done.
Hello.
That's true. Nice. Nice
Okay,
comment, and that's true.
So he says, so you see where this thing can lead to, Max. Great point.
Thank you.
And Tony says, D, dependable.
Ralph had said something, Lady D, but I can't see it. Can you dial back to what Ralph had said?
All right. So in a minute, Sharon's
Okay.
the lawyer.
Sharon's the lawyer.
Me grand used to call me barrister.
All right, barrister Sharon.
Desi Brown. This is my friend Desi from North Carolina. Welcome,
Wow.
Desi.
Good morning,
This is our
Desi.
first
Good morning.
time
Good morning,
joining
Desi.
us.
Yes, and Chris says
Good
teasing
to
is a
have you.
part
Good
of
to have you,
being in
Des.
school. So let me see if I find Ralph here now, just to keep going, ladies. I'm in the back office here.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the teasing, yes, is a part of their development and all of that stuff. But it's just that, you don't want unnecessary attention of the negative nature being
No, absolutely. I
leveled
don't
on
encourage
a
that. So
student.
I don't want
Yeah.
anybody to think that I am for the
Oh, that was the
things that are
washout
not
he was talking
not
about.
the norm.
Yes.
I'm absolutely not for that, and I'm absolutely not encouraging anything negative in anybody's life. It's just
Right.
a matter of being open. And like I said, I don't recommend that bag for young kids.
But
Unless you want to
I don't.
develop your child to develop an extra thick skin, send them in the bag where they Dunce. Make them fight them way through the rest of school.
right.
When everybody pile on with them opinion. Ridiculous.
Yes, I know.
Pitney walk down.
We
You
are
good, clean Pitney walk out with a bag pan them back said Dunce. The parents them want to clap. Them forget beating themselves. Give me a break.
You know what? Let me tell you something. And the teasing in school is not an easy thing. When I was in school, I got teased for simple things. I got teased because my hair was short, and it's still short today. And it's short now. I got teased because I got teased because I was smart. I'm telling you, when I was in secondary school, yes,
Okay, so you answered my question.
There was a girl who picked on me because I was bright. So kids in Jamaica back then in my time, it didn't have to be anything big for them to tease you. So teasing is a natural thing. Just imagine.
You answered one of my questions because if you had on that bag, wore that bag to school and it said fully bright, you know, so them going to slap you. You know them.
But when you have done Spanish, the teasing becomes even more.
Right.
Yeah.
It's what I'm saying. It becomes even more. As it know it's on a negative trend.
Remember,
from a negative point.
we also have to look at the society that we're in too. We're not in your days. We're not in your days. So we have to also look at it that way because things have evolved. Lady D mentioned something earlier when we started about us evolving. So, you know.
That's true.
So we also have to look at where we are today.
But the one thing when I evolve, I want to change is the word dunce. It still have the same meaning.
The word dunce don't change.
You see, with all that evolution and all that,
don't change, but perspectives have, you know.
Yes, sometimes it is to our detriment, you know. Look here, if the thing ain't broke, don't try to fix it. That's my thing. You cannot put up a pig and put it in a pearls and diamonds. It's still a pig. So dunce not going nowhere until Webster come up with dunce meaning something else. Dunce ain't going nowhere. So you put your. I've seen the kid. You know, one young man had his uniform on and had his was a red and black one, and I think the writing was yellow or something. And you have on your good uniform, you suit down your child, give them a good breakfast, make them lotion up and smell righteous, and them gone out there with dunce span them back there, bus stop and all them something there. Somebody pan dunce, come here, sir.
Yeah.
And all that stuff, and them something there. And that's what's spoiling us up. Because if it never kill we, they're gonna kill them in our days. Talk it true. In our days, little as we were, poor and poverty stricken, we had our hope, and nobody could have given you a bag where said dunce. Nobody you never could have broke with shame. You never could have broke with shame.
That's what I'm saying. You're in a different era. You're in a different era because that Pitney still put on that dunce bag and him gone at school because he aspires to do well.
Cover him, Lord.
And may I say this here? This is rather interesting topic. And may I also say this, ladies, the one thing I know for sure, the more we talk about it, is the more the bag will say. Did you know that? When they, people go bite because the subject matter is so hot and trending, and people talk about it. That person who manufactured this bag probably just going to make more money because people are fighting against it.
That's what I'm saying, Max. That's what I'm saying. The person who came up with this is no dunce.
Right, because
they know dunce.
And they know the mentality. They know the mentality of our people.
Yes, to cling on to every little foolishness. Every little thing you out there, you gravitate towards and you hold it to your breast like it's the most sacred and precious thing. Look at the thing, use your own intelligence, make your own decisions, walk around the thing. Don't look at it only from the front or the back. You know, you walk around the thing and say, is this going to profit my kid in any way, elevate them status, whether mentally, physically, however, socially. You don't throw them out there and then when things happen, then you say, oh, whoa, put your hand by your head and blame other people. No, you have to have some measure of intelligence about yourself, man.
And accountability.
Precisely. And you open dialogue with the ones who are of the age to have an opinion and can engage with you in conversation.
So Chris says teasing will always be a part of growing up. I was teased for being short, and that not change, right, Chris? Then Tony says D, dependable. U, unstoppable.
Okay.
N, noble. C,
No.
confident. E, exceptional. It's the
Exception.
new
Okay.
generation of parents.
Okay. We still have not spoken to the designer. So like I said earlier, this could be an acronym for something positive. You don't know.
Well, that a for them
Well,
fault.
come with
That could
everything.
have
Not give me,
been
not give me
fault.
piece.
right. That
Don't
could
give
have
us
been
piece.
yeah.
Let me tell you, Jamaicans, West Indians, especially me can't talk about my country. We get very hot and very bothered rather quickly, and we're very vocal. If you're going to come and
Yes.
you're going to say what it mean, all those descriptive words is spot on, and I love them. Write it out
Yes.
like that, then no. Not put the big old dunce with one arrow with the end on the end of the E. Write out what it means and make you get it from the jump. Don't come later on, because guess what? It's profits. You start a little something, then get that one here, then you come another thing, and then your pocket is getting bigger, and you're becoming a fat cat off of the stupidity and off of the what them call it FOMO. Fear of missing out.
Fear of
There are
missing
people
out, right?
Yes.
who want to be in the
I'm
trend
trying to
for fear
think.
of missing out. What's that?
Yes.
I'm trying to think what else in this world have we purchased from manufacturers all over the world that we could consider playing on our stupidity.
Low-rise pants with your butt crack showing.
Okay. And did we
I have that
did we
point
even
too.
did we even talk about any of that?
It's called
I
tight falling
mentioned
pants. I have a
those
point
people
called
tightening
tight
their
falling pants.
pockets.
Oh yeah?
This designer Jamaican?
I think so.
I don't know. I don't care who
I
he
don't
or
know who
she
the
is.
design. I don't know who the designer is.
I would love them to have a dialogue with that person, though. That person need to go around to schools and speak, or come on the air
I
or
agree.
some public platform where everything can be addressed. Because if we are jumping on that person, in the wrong way, well, let us know. Enlighten our darkness, because
Absolutely.
right now, don't have nothing good about it.
All
In
we
my
can see right
opinion,
now is all we can see right now is
my
darkness.
opinion.
So if there's an acronym, that would be faulty branding, right?
Pretty
Marketing.
much.
Faulty marketing. So Brenda says, I was teased for being short too. Chris says,
Me
that's
too.
the only person who is going to profit from it, the manufacturer.
That's it.
Profiting from the dunce culture.
Yeah.
Tony says the price of the bag ranges from 11,000 to 20,000,
Look at that.
and the factory is sold
It's
out.
sold out.
Help
I
us.
wonder which other countries buying it. Is it Jamaicans only?
We don't know.
You don't know. People buy online, so you never know.
All right, but
Yeah.
like you said,
But
Max, if
again,
you continue talking about this bag, then we're going to be we're promoting the bag, the manufacturer.
No,
too.
this is a one and done. We ain't going back on it. It's a one and done conversation.
no. We're not good at so. And people are doing it anyway, but we are not doing it. A lot of things, Jackie, a lot of us buy into things that isn't beneficial.
Exactly.
All right. So it's time for us to
That's true.
wrap. That's a wrap for the show this morning. Well, we went back to school.
Controversy with some controversy.
Dear Lord, we have much to disclose. But before I just thought to myself, remember now when you would go to school with the bag, your bag, right? And when you come home, them take off the bag off your back, and they need to know if what them send you with, you come back home with it.
Yes.
So if it was the half a pencil, one whole a pencil, half a exercise book, a full exercise book, your geometry set, your rubber, your slate, whatever, and you were kind enough to maybe give a child the one half pencil that you did get, they might tell you, say tomorrow you're going to use your finger.
Yeah.
But
I know those words.
right? You're going to use your finger right tomorrow. But of course, it has been a really good morning, kicking off Saturday morning runnings, and we'll be back next week with something else, because we
Yes.
we'll be back with
Giant
something
winner.
else. Right? But please, those of you who are on, you're perhaps joining us for the very first time. Please just tap the word subscribe. When you tap the word subscribe, you'll see a bell. Click on the bell, then you see the word all. And you'll be able to, you don't even have to wait on me or us to send the broadcast out. And whenever I'm on a Monday at 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., on Inside the Zone, the Monday Drive, or Thursday from 6 to 8 with Center Stage, you'll get the link. And you can just say, Braps Lady D, I come up now. Saturday morning runnings on. Get yourselves ready, everybody. Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. Ladies, say your quick goodbyes.
Well,
Okay.
good. It was a lovely comeback. Good to see everybody online. I'm so happy that everybody remember us. And
Right.
my last word before I go, this was a really thought-provoking topic. And I would really
Yes,
like
it
to
was.
follow up on it, and I would really like to hear from the students themselves how they feel.
Mm-hmm. So we have to go find student at Jamaica now.
I'll see. I'll
Yeah.
see what I can come up
Because
with.
I have nieces who are in school, you know,
Right.
and
Yes.
something.
So that's a good idea, Jackie, to bring on the student and hear their
yeah,
opinion.
yeah, because
I like that.
I almost invited a young lady on. She went to college with my daughter, and she's a teacher as well. And she moved back to Jamaica, and she's teaching in a high school. So I wanted to engage her in the discussion, but she's Seventh-day Adventist, so she had church this morning. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
but if we can do it, at some other time or whatever.
Yes, we
Because
can.
the opinion of those who are there, matters, because
Yeah.
something may have transpired in the week that we are unaware of, or sometimes we are a little bit not up to date because we are not there, but
And it's good to speak to people on the ground.
of course.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. We
So
have our opinions, but it's also okay to get the opinions of others out on the outside, because we're
Yeah.
we're on the inside looking out, or vice versa. But it
Yeah.
was a
Right,
wonderful topic. It was a great comeback. Love the show, and it's always a blessing to be here. I look forward to it. Wake up Frank Cox to give me my draws this morning, because we had other stuff to do, and I didn't want to be late for the show or have any issues with camera and all them things. So I wake up very soon. So
Right.
thanks to
right.
you, ladies. It was
Yes.
a wonderful morning. Blessings and love to each and everyone, and thanks to those who joined.
And Sharon.
Yeah.
Have a great
Yeah,
day.
thanks everyone for joining. Missed you all. Enjoyed my summer. Oh Lord, I wish it was still going on, but hey, it is
Nobody
what it is. Happy to be back, and we're live. We're live. Come
Yes.
join us.
And everybody
And
looking
Live and
forward.
direct.
Invite
Invite.
people. Let's
Invite,
Right.
like, and subscribe and share.
Subscribe. Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
So as we always say now, we gone we yard, go on up,
Yeah.
galang up,
Go up. Come go up. Come go up.
go up.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I tell you, have a great week. The rest of you, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and a blessed week to everybody. We're out.
All right.
Oh, we shouldn't log off, right?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Lady D Denise Gomez, and I have exciting interview segments and features inside the zone. For recording artists, you can sing. Well, Inside the Zone, second Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. is for you. Writers, share your story now, man, in From the Author's Zone on third Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Male Zone has unbelievably juicy stories of love, heartbreak, and triumph. 7 p.m. has never been this good. On Mondays, it's news, talk, engaging features at 7 in the Monday Drive. And Center Stage has everyone talking on Thursdays. Be a part of the show. Email me insidethezone@gmail.com or call me 914-304-2592.